Have you ever felt invisible, pouring your heart into others only to be taken for granted? Imagine a life where your kindness is a strength, not a weakness, where people respect you not because you give endlessly, but because you value yourself. This is the story of how one shift in perspective can transform how the world sees you. Have you ever felt like you're pouring your heart into a cup with a hole at the bottom? You give your time, your love, your energy, but it never feels enough. There's a moment in everyone's life when they realize they've been giving too much to the wrong people. Picture a lantern glowing brightly in the dark, offering warmth to anyone who passes by. But what happens when the oil runs low? The light dims and the lantern is left empty. That's what happens when you keep giving without refilling yourself. You're not a limitless well. You're a person with a finite heart. The world may tell you that kindness is your greatest strength, but kindness without boundaries is like a river without banks. It overflows, but it also destroys itself. The truth is, not everyone deserves your light. Some people come to bask in your warmth, but leave you colder. Think of a friend who only calls when they need you, or a colleague who expects you to carry their load. You say yes because you want to help, but each yes chips away at your own peace. The first step to reclaiming your worth is recognizing your energy is precious. You don't have to dim your light to keep others warm. Protect it, and you'll shine brighter for those who truly matter. Saying no feels like a betrayal of your kindness, doesn't it? But what if saying no is the ultimate act of self-love? Imagine a garden where every plant thrives because the gardener knows which ones to water and which to prune. Your life is that garden, and your energy is the water. When you say yes to every request, you're watering weeds that choke your growth. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you selective. It's about choosing who gets to share your space. Picture this: you're at work, and a coworker asks you to finish their project. Again, you've done it before, hoping they'd appreciate you. But they don't. They expect it now. The moment you say, "I can't this time," you're not just setting a boundary, you're planting a seed of respect. People may be surprised at first, even upset. But that discomfort is where change begins. They'll start to see you differently, not as someone who's always available, but as someone who values their own time. Your no is a declaration: I am worth more than being taken for granted. Start small. Decline one request that doesn't feel right. Feel the freedom it brings. That's the beginning of a life where you choose yourself first. Why do people chase what's hard to get? Think of a rare gem hidden deep in a mountain. Its value doesn't come from its shine alone, but from the effort it takes to find it. You are that gem. When you're always available, always answering, always giving, people stop seeing your worth. They assume you'll always be there, like a river that never dries up. But when you step back, when you become a little less accessible, something shifts. Suddenly, your presence feels like a privilege. Imagine you stop texting first in a friendship. At first, there's silence, it stings. But then the other person reaches out, wondering where you've been. They start to miss you. Not because you've changed, but because they realize you're not guaranteed. Scarcity creates value. It's not about playing games or being cold. It's about knowing that your time is a gift. The most respected people aren't the ones who give endlessly. They're the ones who choose wisely. They're the ones who make others earn their trust, their time, their heart. Be like that gem, rare, intentional, and worth the effort. When you value yourself, others will too. Words are powerful, but silence is a force. Have you ever noticed how a pause in a conversation can shift the entire room? Silence isn't weakness, it's control. It's the moment you choose not to react, not to argue, not to explain yourself to someone who doesn't deserve it. Imagine you're in a heated discussion, and instead of fighting back, you stay quiet. The other person is left with their own words echoing in the air. That silence forces them to reflect, to question, to feel the weight of their actions. It's not about running away, it's about standing firm in your own power. Silence can also heal. When a friend is hurting, sometimes your quiet presence, a hand on their shoulder, a shared moment without words, says more than any advice. In a world that demands noise, silence is your rebellion. It's your way of saying, I don't need to prove myself. The next time someone tries to pull you into their chaos, try this: stay silent. Let them sit with their own words. You'll be amazed at how much respect that simple act commands. Your silence is your strength. Use it wisely. Deep inside, there's a version of you waiting to emerge, one that's fearless, confident, and unshaken by the world's noise. This is your higher self, the person you're meant to become. But to meet them, you must let go of who you've been. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind urging you to jump. Below is a new life, one where you're valued, respected, and free. But your fear whispers, stay here, it's safer. That fear is your old self, clinging to the familiar. Growth isn't comfortable, but it's necessary. Think of a time you took a risk. Maybe a new job, a tough conversation, or walking away from someone who drained you. It was scary, but didn't it make you stronger? Your higher self isn't found in the past. It's in the choices you make now. Let go of the need to please everyone. Stop explaining yourself to those who don't understand. Every step toward your higher self is a step toward freedom. You're not here to be invisible. You're here to shine. Take that leap. Your true self is waiting. Every time you say yes to please someone else, you're saying no to yourself. Picture a tightrope walker, balancing carefully between their own needs and the expectations of others. One wrong step and they fall. That's what people pleasing does. It pulls you off balance. You might think agreeing to every request makes you kind, but it often leaves you empty. Imagine you're at a family gathering and someone asks you to take on a task you don't have time for. You say yes, not because you want to, but because you fear disappointing them. Days later, you're stressed, resenting the choice you made. Why? Because you gave away a piece of your peace. People-pleasing doesn't build love, it builds expectations. The more you give in, the more others expect. But here's the truth. You don't owe anyone your time at the cost of your well-being. Start choosing yourself. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about honoring your own limits. When you stop trying to please everyone, you create space for relationships that respect you. Those who value you will stay. Those who don't will fade. And that's okay. Your peace is worth it. You're not a machine endlessly running without rest. Your energy is like a flame. It can light up a room, but only if it's tended carefully. Imagine a bonfire burning brightly for all to enjoy. If everyone keeps taking logs from it without adding fuel, it will die out. Your life works the same way. Every conversation, every favor, every moment you give takes a spark from your flame. Some people leave you glowing brighter, while others leave you dim. Think of a time you spent hours helping someone, only to feel drained afterward. Did they refill you with gratitude or leave you emptier? The myth of unlimited energy tricks us into believing we can keep going without rest, without boundaries. But you're human, not a bottomless well. Protect your flame by choosing where it burns. Spend time with those who spark joy, who listen as much as they speak, who give as much as they take. Your energy is your power. Guard it fiercely. When you learn to say no to what dims you, you'll have more to give to what truly lights you up. Walking away is never easy, but sometimes it's the only way to save yourself. Picture a ship tied to a dock, straining against the ropes as the tide pulls it toward the open sea. Staying tethered might feel safe, but it keeps the ship from its journey. Some relationships, habits, or environments are like those ropes, holding you back from where you're meant to go. Think of a friend who constantly criticizes you, or a job that leaves you exhausted every day. You stay because it's familiar, because change feels scary. But staying in a place that dims your spirit is a betrayal of your potential. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing growth. It takes courage to untie those ropes, to step into the unknown. But every time you walk away from what no longer serves you, you're saying yes to a life that does. The moment you let go, you create space for new opportunities, new connections, new versions of yourself. Don't fear the open sea. It's where you'll find your true course. You are enough, exactly as you are. But why is it so hard to believe that? Imagine a painting, beautiful in its colors and strokes, yet the artist keeps adding more, afraid it's not complete. That's how we treat ourselves when we chase validation from others. Every time you bend over backward to prove your worth, you're adding unnecessary strokes to a masterpiece. Your value doesn't come from how much you do for others or how loudly you're praised. It's in your existence, your unique light. Think of a moment when you felt unseen, like your efforts went unnoticed. That pain wasn't because you're lacking. It was because you gave your worth to others to define. Stop waiting for permission to shine. You don't need someone else to say you're enough to believe it. Stand tall in your own value. When you embrace your worth, you stop seeking approval. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You become a beacon, drawing in those who see you for who you are. And that's when you realize you've always been enough. Holding on to what hurts you is like carrying a heavy stone up a mountain. It slows you down, exhausts you, and keeps you from reaching the peak. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means freeing yourself. Picture a tree in autumn, its leaves falling gently to the ground. Those leaves don't cling to the branches, afraid of what comes next. They let go, trusting the tree will bloom again. Your life is no different. Whether it's a grudge, a toxic relationship, or an old version of yourself, holding on keeps you stuck. Think of a time you forgave someone, not for them, but for you. Didn't it feel like a weight lifted? Letting go is an act of trust. Trust in yourself, in life's flow, in the promise of new beginnings. It's not about forgetting the past. It's about making room for the future. When you release what no longer serves you, you open your hands to receive what does. Drop that stone. Feel the lightness. Your journey to the top is just beginning. Your worth isn't reflected in others' opinions. It's in the mirror of your own self-respect. Imagine standing in front of a lake, its surface calm and clear, showing your true reflection. But when others throw stones, criticism, demands, or neglect, the water ripples, distorting who you are. You start to see yourself through their eyes, not your own. Every time you let someone else define your value, you lose sight of your true self. Think of a moment when someone's harsh words made you question your worth. Did their judgment change who you are, or did it reveal their own limitations? Self-respect is choosing to see your reflection clearly, no matter how many stones are thrown. It's standing firm when someone tries to diminish you, knowing their words don't define you. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Start treating yourself with the same kindness you offer others. Say no to disrespect. Walk away from those who belittle you. When you hold your head high, the world adjusts. Your self-respect becomes a mirror, reflecting back only those who see your true value. Life is a dance between giving and receiving, but too often we forget the steps. Picture a ballroom where one partner gives all their energy, spinning endlessly, while the other only takes. The dance falls apart. That's what happens when you give without expecting respect in return. Balance isn't about keeping score, it's about mutual care. Think of a friendship where you're always the one reaching out, planning, listening. It feels one-sided because it is. A true connection flows both ways. Laughter shared, burdens lifted together, silence is understood. Balance means surrounding yourself with people who match your effort, who see your heart and offer theirs in return. It's not selfish to want this, it's essential. Like a tree that needs both sunlight and rain, you need relationships that nourish you as much as you nourish them. Take a moment to look at your life. Who lifts you up? Who pulls you down? Step away from those who disrupt your rhythm. Dance with those who move in harmony with you. That's where you'll find joy, respect, and a life that feels whole. Your time is the most precious gift you'll ever give. Imagine it as a golden thread woven into every moment you share. When you give it freely to everyone, it frays, losing its shine. But when you choose who receives it, it becomes a treasure. Think of a day when you said yes to too many things. helping a friend, taking on extra work, attending an event you didn't care about. By the end, you were exhausted with no time left for yourself. That's because you gave away your most finite resource. Time isn't just minutes on a clock. It's your life, your dreams, your peace. When you guard it, you're not being stingy, you're being wise. Say no to commitments that don't align with your heart. Save your energy for moments that spark joy, for people who value your presence. Imagine giving your time to someone who lights up when you walk in, who listens as deeply as you do. That's when time feels like a gift, not a sacrifice. Choose wisely. Your time is your legacy. Change doesn't happen in grand leaps, it starts with small, brave steps. Picture a path through a forest, winding toward a clearing you can't yet see. Each step forward feels uncertain, but it's the only way to reach the light. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight to reclaim your worth. Start with one small act of courage. Maybe it's saying no to a request that feels wrong. Maybe it's choosing to rest instead of overworking. Think of a time you stood up for yourself, even in a small way, like telling a friend you need space or declining an invitation that drained you. Didn't that tiny act feel like a victory? Each small step builds your strength, like bricks forming a foundation. You're not running from who you are, you're walking toward who you're meant to be. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take one step today. Say one no. Make one choice for yourself. Those small steps will lead you to a life where you're valued, not because you demand it, but because you live it. Your presence is a gift, not an obligation. Imagine a lighthouse standing tall against crashing waves, guiding ships safely to shore. It doesn't chase the ships or beg them to notice its light, it simply shines. That's how your presence should be: steady, radiant, and unapologetic. When you're always available, always bending to others' needs, your light dims. People start to expect it, not cherish it. Think of someone who only reaches out when they need something. You answer every call, solve every problem, but do they ever ask how you're doing? Your presence is too valuable to be taken for granted. Start treating it like the treasure it is. Show up fully for those who see you, who value your light. Step back from those who only take. It's not about being distant, it's about being deliberate. When you choose where to shine, your presence becomes a beacon. People will notice your worth not because you explain it, but because you embody it. Be the lighthouse. Let your light guide the right ones to you. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out, they're gates to let the right ones in. Imagine a garden with a fence, not to block the world, but to protect the flowers within. Your heart, your time, your energy. They're the flowers, and boundaries are the fence. Without them, anyone can trample through, leaving your garden bare. Think of a time someone crossed a line. Maybe a friend who kept venting without asking about you, or a coworker who dumped their work on your desk. You felt drained because you didn't have a gate to say, "This is too much." Setting boundaries is an act of love for yourself and others. It teaches people how to treat you. It's saying, "I value myself enough to protect my peace." Start small. Tell a friend you need a break from long calls, or politely decline extra work that isn't yours. Some may push back, but the right ones will respect you more. Boundaries don't make you unkind, they make you clear. They create space for relationships that bloom, not ones that wither you. Build your fence. Let your garden thrive. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out. Imagine a flame burning deep inside you, your purpose, waiting to light the way. When you spend your energy pleasing others, that flame flickers. But when you focus on what sets your soul ablaze, it roars. Think of a moment when you felt truly alive. Maybe creating something, helping someone who appreciated it, or chasing a dream only you understood. That's your purpose calling. It's not about being selfish, it's about being true. The world will pull you in 100 directions, demanding your time, your attention, your light. But your purpose isn't to please everyone, it's to live fully as you. Say no to distractions that dim your fire. Say yes to what fuels it. Maybe it's a passion you've ignored, a goal you've shelved, or a quiet moment to reconnect with yourself. Protect that flame. It's what makes you unique, what drives you toward a life of meaning. When you live for your purpose, you don't just exist, you inspire. Let your fire burn bright. The world needs your light. Expectations can feel like chains, binding you to roles you never chose. Picture yourself carrying a heavy backpack, filled with what others think you should be. Always kind, always available, always perfect. It's exhausting. Those expectations aren't yours. They're weights others place on you. Think of a time you felt trapped by what someone expected. Maybe a parent who wanted you to follow their path, or a friend who demanded your constant support. You tried to meet their vision, but it cost you your peace. The truth is, you don't owe anyone a version of yourself that doesn't feel true. Start shedding those weights. It's okay to disappoint people if it means staying true to you. Say, I can't be that person for you. And feel the chains loosen. Living for others' expectations is a life half lived. Living for your own truth is freedom. Those who love you will cheer for the real you, not the one they imagined. Drop the backpack. Step into the lightness of being unapologetically you. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's courage in its purest form. Imagine a tree bending in a storm, flexible yet rooted, strong enough to sway without breaking. That's what it means to be vulnerable. When you hide your true self to please others, you build walls around your heart. But when you let those walls down, you invite real connection. Think of a time you shared your fears or dreams with someone and felt seen. That moment of openness didn't make you smaller. It made you stronger. Vulnerability is saying, this is who I am, without fear of judgment. It's admitting you're hurt, asking for help, or setting a boundary because you value yourself. It's not about oversharing with everyone. It's about being honest with those who deserve your truth. The right people will cherish your openness, not exploit it. Let yourself bend like that tree. Show your heart to those who see its worth. Your vulnerability is a strength that builds bridges to deeper, truer relationships. Embrace it and watch your world transform. Your truth is a compass, guiding you to a life that's yours alone. Imagine walking a path through a dense forest, where voices call out, telling you which way to go. Some are loud society, family, friends, urging you to follow their map. But deep inside, your truth whispers, pointing to a path only you can see. When you ignore it to please others, you lose your way. Think of a time you silenced your instincts to fit in. Maybe you stayed in a job that drained you, or hid your dreams to avoid judgment. That choice left you lost. Your truth isn't what others expect, it's what feels right in your core. Start listening to that quiet voice. Take one step toward what aligns with your heart, whether it's a passion, a boundary, or a dream. Each step clarifies your path. The world may try to pull you back, but your truth is your strength. It's the map to a life where you're not just surviving, but thriving. Follow it. Your destination is a life that feels like home. Every choice you make is a step toward freedom or a chain that binds you. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One path leading to a life where you're free to be yourself, the other to a life shaped by others' demands. Each time you choose what aligns with your heart, you step toward liberation. Think of a moment when you made a choice for yourself. Maybe you turned down a draining commitment or spoke your truth despite fear. Didn't it feel like breaking free? The world will always pull at you, demanding you conform, please, or sacrifice. But you have the power to choose differently. Say no to what dims your spirit. Say yes to what lights it up. It's not about rebelling against others. It's about honoring yourself. Every choice to prioritize your peace, your dreams, your truth builds a life where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Those who respect your choices will walk beside you. Those who don't will fall away. That's the beauty of choice. It shapes your world. Choose boldly. Your freedom depends on it. Pain isn't your enemy. It's a teacher in disguise. Picture a storm clearing the sky, revealing stars you couldn't see before. That's what pain does. It shakes you awake, showing you what needs to change. Think of a time you felt heartbroken or failed at something you cared about. In the moment, it hurt, but didn't it also show you what truly matters? Pain strips away illusions, forcing you to see where you've been giving too much or settling for too little. It's the sting of rejection that teaches you to value yourself. It's the ache of loss that pushes you toward growth. Don't run from pain, listen to it. Ask, what is this showing me? Maybe it's a relationship to release, a habit to break, or a truth to face. Pain isn't here to break you, it's here to build you. Each scar is a lesson, each wound a step towards strength. Embrace the clarity it brings. Let it guide you to a life where you choose what's worthy of your heart. Being seen for who you truly are is terrifying yet freeing. Imagine stepping onto a stage, the spotlight on you, no mask to hide behind. When you live to please others, you dim your light to fit their shadows. But when you dare to be seen, you shine. Think of a time you hid your true self. Maybe you stayed quiet to avoid conflict, or downplayed your dreams to fit in. That silence felt safe, but it also felt heavy. Now imagine speaking your truth, sharing your passion, standing tall without apology. It's scary, but it's powerful. Being seen means risking judgment, but it also means attracting those who love the real you. It's not about shouting to the world. It's about living authentically. Share your voice, your ideas, your heart with those who deserve it. The right people will celebrate you, not change you. Step into that spotlight. Let the world see your brilliance. The courage to be seen is the courage to be free. Surrender isn't giving up. It's trusting the flow of life. Picture a river carving its path through stone, not by fighting, but by flowing. When you cling to control, you resist life's natural current, creating struggle. But when you surrender, you move with ease. Think of a time you held on to something too tightly. A job, a relationship, an old version of yourself. Letting go felt impossible, but when you did, didn't it free you? Surrender is releasing what no longer serves you, trusting that something better awaits. It's not about passivity, it's about courage. It's saying, I trust myself to handle what comes next. Let go of the need to fix everything, to please everyone, to be perfect. Life isn't meant to be forced, it's meant to unfold. When you surrender to its rhythm, you find peace. The right opportunities, people, and moments will find you. Stop fighting the current. Let it carry you to where you're meant to be. You are not who you were, you are who you choose to become. Imagine a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, wings unfolding to soar. That's you, breaking free from old patterns, ready to fly. Every choice to say no, to set boundaries, to honor your truth has led you here. Think of how far you've come. Each time you chose yourself over others' expectations, you grew stronger. Your transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about revealing who you've always been. The world may try to pull you back, but you've learned your worth. You've learned to protect your energy, to live authentically, to shine without apology. This is your power, not in pleasing others, but in living for you. Keep choosing yourself, keep growing. The life you're building is one where respect, love, and peace flow naturally. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and join us on our channel for more inspiring stories to help you unleash your true potential.